So who else out there noticed that Kamala Harris is now $20 million in debt from her campaign budget? She had raised $1 billion with a B, and now she's $20 million in debt. How does that happen? All the while, her administration, well, Biden's administration, which she was a part of, were giving people of North Carolina who lost everything, even including some family members from Hurricane Helene, $750. And she's that much in debt, $20 million in debt from her campaign of running against Trump. While she's got the deep state behind her, she's using guys, entertainment figures like Usher and Jennifer Lopez, who they've got indictments coming. They're all wrapped up in the P. Diddy stuff. And rumors are circulating. Is Kamala Harris involved in it? I would wager to say she probably is, or has some ties with people who are. So there are pictures out there at a white party, dressed in a white gown at Sean Combs' party. You know that she's doing stuff like that, where people would counter and say Trump has pictures of him with Jeffrey Epstein. That was probably before he really knew what was going on. That was a lot of rich people meeting up, business, financiers, whatever, and in public. You're taking pictures with people in public before that stuff happens. I don't think there's anything recent with Trump out there with Jeffrey Epstein when that stuff was happening. And now Trump is actually offering to pay the $20 million of debt that Kamala Harris incurred during her run against Trump. All the while, the deep state keeps coming out with assassination attempts against him. The latest one, the fourth one that we know of now, just in this year of 2024 alone, is 4 guys from Iran trying to kill him. They've caught 3 of them. One is still on the run, and apparently they were being paid at least $100,000 and up to $1 million in Iran funds. So this is crazy. They're not going to stop at anything to try to take him out. Now, I don't think they're going to be successful. God appeared to have saved his life when that bullet grazed his ear when he turned his head like this at the rally in Butler that I went to. Now, I didn't go to that first one. I went to the one after. The one that 600,000 people or 60,000 people went to. And that's where I got this shirt. But yeah, it's just, this is all crazy. $750 for North Carolinians to try to recover after losing everything in mudslides from Hurricane Helene, but then you're $20 million in debt. And who was going to get stuck with that? It wasn't going to be her. It was going to be we the people, the taxpayers. Just like they've been doing in war reparations to Ukraine, where they keep throwing billions of dollars out their way. That all falls on us. But no longer. And Trump is doing some amazing things. I don't know how much you guys have heard, but he is assigning Robert Kennedy Jr. to take on the health side of things, and he is firing 600 National Institute of Health workers, I believe, and he is going to try to get the crap that is put in our processed foods taken out. Maybe the Red 40 and some of the things that Europe doesn't put in that we put in, they're going to work at taking that stuff out. And Trump has repeatedly said he wants to take the fluoride out of our drinking water. For you guys that know, fluoride, it calcifies your pineal gland. That's your spiritual center of your body. It's in the back of your brain right about here. And once that's calcified, you're not able to see things. You're not able to really connect spiritually very well with God. He wants to remove that from our water. There's no reason for this stuff to be in our food, in our water. So this is amazing news, guys, and it's no wonder they want to try to take him out. So we'll see what happens. We've still got 2 months to go before this happens. I do want to tell you, before I wrap this video up, I made an important announcement on Veterans Day. I guess you could say it's re-enlisted here with the United States Army. So this is my schedule coming up. I have joined the Army Reserves. Now, I'm still in contract with the United States Army. I was on the active side of things before, and you can see it is dated for November 11th, Veterans Day. And I went in 2018. I took my oath of enlistment, where you raise your right hand, on Flag Day. That was June 14th of 2018. And I flew out to Fort Jackson, South Carolina for my very first day of basic training on Independence Day. So I flew out on July 3rd, the night of, about 9 p.m. And that drill sergeant comes on the bus and tells everybody to get off, and shit's about to get real. And then my very first day of PT was July 4th, so everybody was celebrating their freedom. and I had lost it in that moment for basic training. So it's important to answer the call. And now that Trump's back in, I think it's time to get back in and serve locally here on the reserve side, where I'm stationed in Parkersburg, West Virginia. So I'm happy to be back in the saddle, especially now that they have completely doubled back over on the vaccine mandates, and now the coronavirus vaccine is no longer mandated. I was the very first person that put in religious exemption in the United States Army against that, going right up against Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. I think that's his position anyway, but yeah, it's just funny how they doubled back over when enough people woke up, and the military had shrunk way down. People weren't putting up with it, so they had no choice. And that's what I keep telling you guys is don't be scared. I tried telling my people that were in my unit, don't let them bully you into this. Only 3 of us held out. I was one of those 3. So we won the battle. Now, a lot of people did lose their lives. A lot of you guys might not know fully, but I've lost some personal friends who you can argue they died from the jab or not. I don't know, but it very well could have been. My first sergeant in my unit in Germany, he had a mild heart attack the day he got the vaccine, the night he got it. But he held off on going to the hospital and felt better, but he's a little older than me. He was probably about 44 or 5, but at the time, this was 3 years ago, or 4 maybe. Time goes fast. But anyway, I just want to let you guys know that I have made that commitment. I felt the need to answer the call to serve my country again, and I'm doing it. And on Election Day, last Tuesday, I worked in the poll booths, my very first time ever, to ensure election integrity as a poll commissioner. And it was actually a lot of fun to see people come out the way that they did. We had an 80% turnout of registered voters in that precinct here in Wood County, West Virginia. So great job by people voting and trying to express their views. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you as always, and we'll keep you updated. We've got a bombshell video coming out today before I go into my night shift here about what's going on locally here in the city of Parkersburg, and it is so big you are not going to want to miss this video, I promise you. Even if you don't live in this area, what's happening here is happening in other cities across America. But now that Trump's in, we're going to have a lot of answers. So stay tuned on what I'm talking about, and I'm going to get that to you very soon.